Hello, my gorgeous soul family. And Gary, thank you. Thank you for staying up. So happy midnight over there and happy 4th of July to my beautiful family that is in America, soul family. I'm talking to you guys. Hope you had a beautiful 4th of July. So we have some interesting things happening for this week. I first would like to just do just a little tuning fork adjustment, just to sort of set us into the energy, because this is a big one to get through, reading out a lot of the astrology that's happening for this week too. So on Tuesday's tuning fork. So just take a moment to tune in and drop out. And just breathing all the way in and exhaling, releasing all the way out. Breathing all the way in. And just coming into the present and exhaling, releasing all the way out. Hello, Luna. Lovely to have you here too. So this week, the potion that I'm recommending to help us to get through the week is Vision Quest. And as much as we can this week, I want you guys to tune in and get messages, soul answers that are going to help us along the way in this next little part of the journey that is July. And I want us to be looking at it not from a point of view of, oh my gosh, there's so many retrogrades, because we have 4 planets retrograding in July. So it's quite a huge shift. And with this as well, you'll notice that it's breaking old patterns. So we'll get into that in a little bit further. But the crystals that I have for this month, for this week, are apatite. So this is going to help us to recognize past patterns and past things that are coming to the surface with July. The astrology will also be helping assist. So when we use an alignment of a crystal that is matching the intentions or the energies that the planets bring, it's kind of like a vibrational remedy or a vibrational medicine to help ease us energetically through the month too. So if you haven't already got a piece of blue apatite, this is a great excuse to go and purchase one. It also helps with astral travel. So it's a perfect pair for Vision Quest with apatite. The other crystal that wanted to come to the party this week is Herkimer Diamond. And for those of you that are watching on Facebook, I know that you've seen me do a post to do with a download from a client session the other day where it talked about Herkimer Diamond, that we can visualize this as an energetic auric shield. And just imagine like tapping on the side of your head and it forming a shield of energy. For those of you, especially that are doing work in the astral or doing work energetically. The other cool thing that you have with this, not only does it help increase spiritual connectivity and connect us with our downloads and channeling and things of this sort of nature, that you can actually charge and activate 2 of them together. And then say you're separating, going to different countries or different locations, or someone's going on vacation, you've got those telepathic twins to connect in. So I thought that's a really cool thing that we have with Herkimer as well. And especially with a lot of the unknowns, or a lot of people talking about, oh, what if the internet goes down, or things of that sort of nature. So even if you have friends that are overseas, you can tune them in and magnetize them and connect them and then send them to a friend is another way to do it. The card that I've had consistently coming up, just shuffling, sitting here before this went live, is my shaman card, the Prince of Cups. So we know that he flies between both worlds. This is a lot to pay attention with the dreams at the moment. And I know this has been super important over the last couple of months, but this is now we're at the point of we've got quite good at dreams, but this is about receiving the message or receiving the wisdom. So over the last few weeks, I've noticed that boundaries is a recurring theme. Even though my dreams have been different, or there's been different messages, it's been around boundaries. So have a look at what your dreams are teaching you at the moment, because it's probably some kind of pattern that you also need to break free from. And let me just pop up. For those of you that really want to go deeper, especially because of the retrograde season, I am available for reading. So go to solreta.com and you will see that there is all of the sessions available down here. And there will be another one coming shortly for those of you that would like to have a longer journey or a bit more in-depth work with me. That will also be available. And we also have Soul Alchemy Potions. So do stay tuned, because we will have the new moon in Leo coming up. This is last month's new moon in Cancer. So new moon in Leo is going to be a lot to do with activation, stepping into your power, into your courage. It's a lot to do with leadership friendship, and it's a lot connected to do with the values and the self-worth around that. So that is a not to be missed event. But you can also have a look at the potions. So the blue one here is the one that we were talking about today. So jump on over to Soul Alchemy Potions and have a little read, as well as go check out your sun, moon, and rising. All of the signs are now up. If I come into the little live section, it's a bit easier to find them all, as well as Lisa and Sherry and I have a show coming up, which will be on the 7th. If you're, oh, sorry, on the 9th, if you're in Australia. It'll be on the 8th around evening if you're in the States. So yeah, go check out Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We also had the manifestation bead making too, which was things that don't always work to plan when you do them live. So yeah, it was interesting, but I give you the gist of how to make them. And I also give you the gist of why we create things and how we can sort of infuse intention around them. So this little chart here, which is on Absolute Soul Secrets, you will find that, and I brought it up because you can see we have Aquarius in retrograde, we have Neptune, we also have Saturn, and we will also be getting Uranus in retrograde shortly as well. So, or sorry, it was Mercury. So we're about to go into Mercury. Anyway, these are the 4 for July, not just for this week. That's why I wanted to pop this up. So if you want to see this, it's a really great retrograde chart so that you can have a look at the 12-month retrograde period. And I also just want to share, this is on a little bit later today because I've been out at the farm again. And for those of you that had missed any Facebook post, here is the little babies, Queenie and Patch. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun just having my mum out on the farm the last couple of days when my dad had been away with my brother. And you'll see here's another one of Queenie and Patches following it. And so they've been quite orphaned, but sometimes the mother sheep won't always feed them or look after them when they're born. So these 2 little ones my dad's been hand rearing, and so it was our job to feed the bottles and things while he was away. So you can see how they're just getting big now, and they get really excited when you come in, especially if you've got milk for them. There's another one, and now we'll get into the astrology. Let me pop this back. And let me know if anyone else loves animals and hobby farms. So let's get into the astrology. So with this, I've written the overall sentence, let your words reflect what you're ready to live. So this is my intention when it comes to working with Vision Quest and working with crystals that are also looking at like what it was that we did in the past. And it's about letting those patterns come to the surface and arise and choosing new things for the future. So it is an integration, it is an alignment, it is an embodiment. So as this week begins on a steady, reassuring note, Venus in Gemini connects with Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So relationships will come into clearer focus. This is a time for real open-hearted conversations. You may finally get the clarity that you've been needing, especially if it comes to being in an uncertain sort of situation or like any indecision or unsurety, if that's a word. It will help with sort of settling that and making it more apparent what someone's intentions are and what you really want too, because it's not always about just looking externally at the other person. It's about really aligning with what your values and things are. So the astrological influence of the week will help with that. It's going to bring you much more clarity, as we said, where you stand with someone. So whether it's friendship or love or something just kind of like situationship, is going to make things a lot more clearer. So what matters the most through this week is honesty. So really, trying to speak your open-hearted truth, making sure that other people are also accountable with that too. So it's not just about looking for people's words or for them saying nice things. It's really looking for the follow-through actions for this week. So definitely stay aware, because as we hit around the 7th of July, we will have Uranus come into Gemini. And this is the first time in over 80 years. So this could literally be like a switch overnight where all of a sudden we feel different. There's change. There's like even noticing people's expression and things like that, or even our feeling of like how we need to be loved and accepted and things of that sort of nature. So yeah, this could be a little bit of time to brace yourself going in around the 7th of July, because as I said, first time in 80 years that we've had Uranus enter Gemini. So this will mark the start of a long chapter of change and awakening. And this will also impact how we think, how we speak, how we connect with people, and also the planet. And think about it in terms of, oh, do you guys just see that little orb fly past up near the light? Just went straight across there. I was just about to say, this might also change the way that we connect in terms of like spiritually communicating. And in terms of, if we look at technology being the external, with my phone just going off and things, this is how we use, I would say, on a human level, we have telepathy. So think about this in terms of the reason I also put the Herkimer diamonds and talked about the telepathy and the connection that you can have with things like this. So I want you to be aware of any kind of subtle sense. Notice the synchronicities of, oh my gosh, I was thinking of this person and they text me, or, things like that, or premonitions or feelings around, I feel like I'm not supposed to go there. I want you to pay attention to this. So this is also about old habits around communication, learning, and even self-expression are also being shaken up as well. So you might find that you're maybe feeling a little bit unsure of how you should express yourself. Sometimes that's even in terms of colors and things that we wear. And I see 1111. So have a look at it mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, with how you express yourself. It's a really, really good time to let go. And I would say some of us have like a very sort of like strict self-observation. So sometimes it's like, don't overthink, just push go, just push send, just say the thing that you need to say. It's really a week for that, but it might feel a little bit out of depth. So on this same day that we're talking about, Venus forms a powerful trine with Pluto retrograde, stirring up deep feelings around self-worth, money, and the people that you're closest to. So something that you've been avoiding or unsure of how to face might actually rise to the surface. This could even be a feeling or a conversation, or even just a truth that you've been perhaps trying to push down or ignore, that's come up maybe in the subconscious. So with this, it's definitely coming up for a reason. I don't want you to ignore it. Spirit doesn't want you to ignore it either. This is a chance to see what's really driving your choices, where your values are at. And also you notice when Mercury retrogrades, which will be on the 18th, but those of us that are sensitive get the shadow period 2 weeks before. I always find my speaking gets a little out of whack, so you guys might be noticing that too. And yeah, if you are in watching, please hit that thumbs up, or maybe drop a heart emoji and things too, because it does take a lot of time to put all of this together for the weekly and for the monthly zodiacs too. So with this week too, this is your chance to see what's really behind your choices, to see what might come up, what make you sort of feel a little bit out of sorts. And around July the 10th, we will have the full moon in Capricorn, which will also bring in massive amounts of clarity, and especially around love and a little bit around relationships. Love and relationships, and also money. So this is where things start to feel real. It's where it's a really good time to maybe journal, check in with yourself, have a look at like what you've built so far in life, and also having a look at like what is your marker point of what you want to, and have a look at the embodiment or alignment energy from going from point A to B. And with this showing up as well, have a look at if anything's held you back. Capricorn energy, it's pretty much like a realist. It won't let you get away with anything. It will sort of keep cranking down on you, even if you're feeling a lot of pressure, but it's doing it for you. So it's about taking responsibility, or finally making a call, or something that you've maybe been putting off or dragging your feet on. And with this, it won't be about getting it perfect, as I said before. So it's not to overthink, it's to push send. And as I tell you guys with Capricorn too, oh, hey, Jasmine. Thank you. I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for that. So yeah, with that, don't overthink it. It's really just about notice what's coming up. Let's take action on it. Let's clear the decks. Another thing I was also getting a download around this was also feng shui. So having a look, is there anything that I need to clear out that's holding me back energetically? Is there anything that's like weighing me down? So have a look into that too. So this is about, are you chasing your goals, or are they rooted and connected with who you really are? So when we're chasing things, sometimes it means externally we're not holding them. And on a quantum manifestation level, if we're not holding something, it's like we're trying to fill something that's outside of us. And in order to manifest and create, you want to create from that centered point of already having it. Otherwise, the universe will give you more of that lack. So we're all in practice all of the time. So please don't be hard on yourself if these things are coming up at the moment as well. So we will also see Saturn go retrograde on the 13th, urging us to reflect and also to look at like how far along we are with these life goals too. So that will also be coming in to put the pressure with that. And we know the pressure makes diamonds. So remember, you guys are in the process of becoming maybe like a little Herkimer diamond at the moment. Oh, hello, Teresa from Ohio. I love Ohio. It's a beautiful place. And so with this week, it's all about growing up, glowing up, speaking clearly, showing up fully, these changes happening. It could feel sudden, like with that that change that we were talking about at the start of Uranus going into Gemini. I think it was that I said. Anyway, but they're pointing you towards things that are more real. So at the end of this month might be looking quite different from the very, very beginning, but it will be things that we're more authentically heart connected with. We're all in more of a soul alignment with. So think about it being like a little tower moment, that things are just purging, but it's spirit coming in to be like, hey, there's something better for you. So have a look at it from that point of view. And I also want you to get excited if you are in a transition stage, because the last couple of months, I'm noticing there's a lot of transition stages when it's coming from old relationships back to finding yourself or even looking for new relationships. I want you just to have like a little bit of a pause and a reflect. It's not important to know everything right now, but what's important is making sure that we're not giving our power away. We're not repeating patterns. So we're going to have for the retrogrades of July, Pluto in Aquarius will be from the 4th of May right until the 13th of October. So that's quite a long one. We also have Neptune in Aries, which will be from the 4th of July. So we've just gone into that. And that will end on December the 10th. We have Saturn in Aries, which will be retrograding from the 13th of July till the 27th of November. Quite a long one. And Mercury retrograde in Leo from the 18th until August 11th. So not such a long one, but we will have the 2-week shadow period either side with that one. So it's definitely a powerful month for soul deep diving transformation, as we have all of those retrogrades that we will be moving through, not just for this week with the 3 of them, but for the entire month with the 4. So this will really be guiding us to go much deeper inward, to realign, and as we said, and it's also a karmic purge and release. So it's a little bit like going into an ayahuasca ceremony with your good intentions of wanting to find out what it is you're supposed to be doing, but you have to purge and vomit all the traumas and emotion and let it leave the body. So the easier that we can breathe and get through that, maybe do a little bit of nervous system work or some other techniques or sound healings that will help us to navigate through it. So this is also about connecting with your authentic soul purpose and the collective evolution, because this is not just happening to us individually, this is a collective thing. So we will have Neptune also retrograding in Aries, dissolving spiritual illusions, reigniting our inner fire, and calling us to lead from a place of our divine inspiration, or sort of like that soul infused place, or our heart, as many of us like to say, rather than ego or intellect. And with this as well, this will be feeling like this week in particular, or this month as well, will be a bit of a karmic checkpoint, just asking us about responsibilities for our actions, cutting ties, also pointing out like impulsive or addictive patterns. And this is about really like rebuilding yourself super strong. It's all about integrity. So this is about not being afraid to say the thing this month, or to have those deeper conversations, because it is a realignment. Think about it as the ball being in your court. This is your moment to like, do I shoot or do I like pass this one off? So think about it in terms of not what am I losing, but it's more about what am I gaining? What am I excited to be anchoring? How do I feel excited and liberated to becoming this person for the future? So think about it in terms of you're building a new identity rather than the sadness and sorrow of parting or things like that. in regards to relationships or work changes. And with this as well, it's really about we're now stepping into a higher timeline. So we're going to come out of July feeling like, what the F was that? We're going into a higher timeline. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Hunters and Gathering. And Jasmine saying, I found a lot of issues from the past have been coming up strongly into the present to be cleared and resolved. Yes. And just know that you guys are not alone in that. We are not only individually speeding things up, the more that we're sort of all checking those things off the list, the faster that it happens in terms of like an overall evolution, in particular for our soul group, because we're all this beautiful united tribe. So let's have a look into this week ahead and see what it is that Spirit wants to show us in the tarot cards. Remembering everything you need is in the description box below if you do want to go deeper and book a one-on-one reading and look personally into your topics and questions. Okay, so this week I actually feel a beautiful infusion come through from our spirit guides. And I do feel it's interesting, not just spirit guides, I would say they're giving me the word angelic infusion is also coming in. The other thing I'm seeing is other quantum versions of us. So there's other timeline versions of us that are leaning into this reality, but more strongly than what we usually would see. So it's almost like seeing like a different reflection of yourself in the mirror. And I'm being shown that in water too. So just catching a glimpse of like this future version of self, whether this is, perhaps driving like your future car and really feeling almost like a deja vu into the now is what Spirit's telling me to look out for. So the cards that we have, I'm just getting told to flip these over. We have the Shaman card again. And I think it was about maybe 3 times before we started tonight, I got this card. So it's come up a 4th time. So there's no mistake. We definitely are working with Vision Quest energy, because this card does also represent, exploring astral realms, astral travel. It's about like being in touch. So I'll read you what I've written on here. So it's I am a seeker is the affirmation, and it's sit back and enjoy the journey to your higher self with our inspiring tea blend. So with this, we also had a Pathite, remember. So doubling down or quadrupling down, I should say, because it's the 4th time this card's come up. What we see that comes up with this energy is Knight of Discs. This is a little bit of a long soul journey. With the Knight of Discs, whenever I get this come up, I'm like, oh my gosh, could this take any longer? So we see here, the horse is exhausted. The horse is like, you know what? Rather than like looking ahead, see how the man's still looking ahead and he's got the deer head on the top of the crown chakra. So like that keen sort of spidey senses ready to be on alert or to make or take an action at any moment. The horse is really trying to tell him, because we know horses are one of the most beautiful, intuitive, creative creatures emotionally. The horse is like, let's just rest. Let's pause. Let's let the sun set on this day. So it is about like longevity, but it's your foot in the door in terms of investing into future. What we're done with is the patterns. And here's the 10 of Swords. Here's the proof and the evidence to what we were talking about astrologically. So this is the card of ruin. And we also have Libra sun energy. There's a little bit of Gemini sort of energy here too. So this is we're done with having to take the wounds. We're done with people pleasing. We're done with patterns. We're done with insults or put downs, anything that could be attacking your self-worth or attacking who it is that you're becoming for future. It's like a big red cross coming across. So, and sometimes you might have mentally like a little checklist, like that's the last time someone in this job lets me talk to, I let them talk to me this way. This is not about having to have 5 or 10 more things ticked off. This is either like, don't let, like you either change now or don't let the door hit you on the way out type energy is what we've got. And it's also a reminder that the heart survives this. So the heart has this beautiful luminosity. So we know that with endings, there's beautiful beginnings. And even though sometimes it can feel like we have to pick up the shattered pieces, that the heart is that thing, as the Titanic song says, the heart will go on. So we have the Prince of Cups navigating us. This is the point that it came up in. So Prince of Cups is navigating us to stay in this place of awakened and inspired action, with this Kundalini activated over the heart chakra, the blue lotus bringing medicine, and we have white lotus in the vision quest. And we see here he has intellect with the air, and he also has emotional intelligence. He navigates through both worlds. So with this Prince of Swords, this is to say it, as we said before, and the octahedron in the center, this shape actually, when you speak into shapes like this, or you even have the platonic solid octahedrons, you can speak in it to pull things into our dimension a lot faster. So let's get some words of advice from the Mythios deck. We have a Six of Coins, we have the High Priestess, the Nine of Cups, the Six of Cups. So these are beautiful energies. Let me get one more. Oh, we just got a bonus one. 2. So we've got 5 cards in this. So Six of Coins, this is Taurus energy. This is called the card of success. And it has a beautiful Mary Magdalene unconditional love rose on my favorite deck. But with this Six of Coins, this is to look at, you've already built the foundation. You've already got aspects of who it is that you're becoming or stepping into. We're just seeing at the moment, it's more of a remembering. So this High Priestess energy, and we know we talk about the High Priestess. For me, she's that quantum jump energy, and she's all about anchoring and holding who it is that she is. She's not about thinking about it. She's a vibe, for lack of a better word. And we have Nine of Cups. This is overflow. This is Jupiter. This is Piscean energy. This is all about that beautiful birthright of it coming down from the heavens. So it's knowing, and it's interesting, Spirit gave me the words of this morning too. It's knowing that you have a birthright around abundance. And it's knowing that that synthetic or inorganic system that would be the Eight of Cups, which is Saturn, and we've got Jupiter in this one, so we're okay. But with the Saturn sort of like false construct, you see that orb? False construct energy, or that governmental type shadow energy that comes in trying to hold us, we're breaking free from that. So this is a huge month in terms of break free. So we have a sense of what it is. With the Six of Cups, this is Scorpio, and it's also sun energy. So we're not hiding anymore. If it was Scorpio with the moon, we're hiding and things are still buried layers and layers down. With this energy, Six of Cups, that's an alignment energy. It's also about emotional intelligence, of connecting to the inner child. This is what I said before about like the patterns and things that are coming up. And with the Seven of Cups, this is where we're getting a sense, say this is like the veil into like the fourth dimension here. Seven of Cups is on the other side of it. And we're feeling and we're seeing it before it comes into our visual or even into our physical senses, but you're feeling it with your spidey senses. It's just a matter of timing. So you're almost there with that. The other cards that we have in the Star Tarot, and please share this out, especially because it's more that I want people to know that we're actually going to be okay, because July is just such a heavy duty month. So we've got a 10 of Pentacles is the other thing Spirit wanted to tell us, with an Ace of Cups. So this is beautiful. 10 of Pentacles is community. It's also connected to do with wealth. It's like all of the seeds, all of the hard work at the end of the month. I feel this is more towards, for some of us, maybe we do it a little earlier and we get it done at the end of the week. But Ace of Cups, new things, new relationships, new beginnings. This is also light body activation. And I was thinking there's a really interesting connection to do with what we've been talking about with the biophotons and, you know, eating foods that bring more light into this. There's a connection with that and the fascia, which is the crystalline matrix that we have over the muscle covering. So we're building the interface. We're starting to build that part of the body stronger, or we're starting to notice the things that correspond with those crystalline dimensions as well. So also looking at it from a health point of view for this week too, What is it that's emotionally stable, healthy? What is it that's like nutritionally stable, healthy, physically, spiritually? Have a look at what it is that you're doing to become that better version of self. So I hope this has helped you guys to navigate through this week or this month. And I do so appreciate you sharing it out. Let me get a Lemurian card. Oh, and a reminder for the potions, it's in the link below, and also for the readings in the link below. So we've got the Violet Flame card, which I forget which zodiac sign had that one come up. So this is the Beyond Lemuria deck. Violet Flame, this is all about transmutation. So as I said in the last couple of weeks readings, when you have something come up, there's like things flying around. When you have something come up and it's not perhaps like the highest timeline that you want to be on, or it's something that one looks like a fluff or a feather or something. When it's not the highest timeline that you want to be on, or you're getting presented negative things in your 3D, sorry, cancel, delete. I choose this instead, and state to the universe what it is that you choose or what it is that you activate instead. So I hope that's given you some love and some strength and some spiritual nourishment to help get through this month. I so appreciate all of my beautiful soul tribe. And for those of you that are in the other time zone, yeah, I'm sure you'll be watching this on the afterplay. So I'm sending you guys lots of love too. All right, you guys take care.